Hi everybody, it's Rockcat here, and I am excited to talk to you about how to gear up for a summer hike. So let the transformation begin. Whoa! Alright, now we're all geared up. Let's talk about what clothes I'm wearing right now. So, I try my best to not spend a lot of money on camping gear because it can get really expensive. So a lot of the things that I'm wearing right now have been found at a thrift store, secondhand store, or have been gifted to me by somebody. So I just wanted to point that out first before we kept going. So my top is a ultra light and wicking material, so it's mostly polyester. I like it because it zips up and down in case I get hot when I'm hiking. And my pants are Columbia pants, but like I said, brand doesn't really matter too much because you can find the same kind of pants made from the same kind of material for a lot cheaper. The cool thing about this pants, though, is that it actually is a material that dries really quickly, and I can zip it off if I want to turn into shorts and do some creek wading. But like I said, because this material dries so quickly, it doesn't really matter if I get it wet either. Speaking of which, my shoes, I have worn hiking boots most of my time hiking, but I have recently switched to wearing trail runners. So trail runners are designed a little bit differently. They're much more lightweight. They do get wet because they have this kind of meshy material, but they dry super quickly, which is really nice. And something that I would only really recommend during the summertime, because if it's winter and your feet get wet, it's going to be really cold, versus summer where, you know, it's nice and hot. If these guys get wet, then I'll just keep walking and they'll get dry. And I find it to be a little bit more comfortable for me to move on the trail with shoes that have a little bit more flex in them. But to each their own. If you want to wear a waterproof hiking boot, that's a great idea, and it's something that I've also done for quite a long time.
Hey Rockcat, it's me, Cupwick, and I totally agree with you. I think that your shoe choice is very important when you're on the trail, because if your feet aren't happy, you're not going to be happy, because they're your main source of transportation. So that's why I personally like to wear a high-top waterproof boot when I'm hiking. It allows me to travel on the most durable surface when I'm on the trail. I never have to worry about my socks getting wet because my shoes are waterproof. I could go on to tell you more about the gear I'm going to wear on the trail, but instead, why don't I just gear up and show you what it's all about? Here I go. Whew. All right, you guys, I'm all geared up, and I'm ready to go on a fall hike. So, a lot like Rockcat's outfit for hiking in the summer, I have on what we call a base layer. So when you go hiking, it's all about creating layers, because you never know what it's going to be like when you're out on the trail. I get really hot, so I like to layer down when I'm out, but sometimes I need to layer up to get out there because it's cooler, and when I get moving around, my body starts to heat up. So, back to that base layer. So this undershirt right here, that's my base layer. It's also a synthetic, ultra lightweight, breathable shirt. It's made of polyester, and it wicks away all the moisture on my body, which is really nice. And then because it's so lightweight, it starts to dry. And then down here on my legs, I have a pair of, also, oddly enough, Rockcat, Columbia pants. They're 50 UV ray protective, and they're also water resistant. So if it's a light sprinkle or misty, my pants don't get wet. My legs don't get wet underneath my pants. And it's really nice. These are also moisture wicking, so they keep my legs kind of nice and cool. Now on to our middle layer. This is not an essential thing, but it is an enjoyable thing for me. I wear these gaiters down here on my legs. So when I wear these gaiters, it protects me from getting mud or snow on my pants. So later when I go to get my tent, I don't have to worry about spreading that stuff all around the inside of my tent, or in this case, hiking, I don't have to worry about spraying that around my car. And so that's particularly important for me because I'm super allergic to poison ivy. So when I wear my gaiters, The oils from the poison ivy will rub off of my gaiters and not onto my pants, so I can take them off and stow them in my trunk and not worry about getting them on my car seat where I am. Okay, as we continue to go up on our middle level, you'll see that I'm wearing this nice vest. I absolutely love vests, and not just the vests the Girl Scouts wear to represent all the good badges and patches, but a good vest. So a vest is a really important item because it protects your core. So your core is like right in this area where all of your vital organs are. So when you start getting cold, your vital organs start to protect themselves, and they'll shut down like your phalanges and your toesies, and they'll protect this core part. So that's why it's really important to wear a vest. And that brings us also to a hat. So if it's cold out, you really want to wear a hat on your head because a lot of heat escapes right here from your head. I actually am wearing a bandana on my head. The reason I'm wearing that is because it also helps protect my head from UV rays so my scalp doesn't get burnt. And then you'll see I have another bandana right here around my neck. I just use this one as kind of an all-purpose multi-tool rag. So if you want to find out more about bandanas and how they're a multi-tool, check out our multi-tool challenge. So, I have a secret to tell you. I could probably talk for a lot longer about not only what I put on me, but what's in my pack. But instead, I'm going to go ahead and take this pack off and pass it over to Rockcat. But before I do, I want to talk about that last layer. That is called a top layer. So, my top layer in the fall or winter would be a jacket. Depending on what the temperature is outside would depend on what kind of jacket I'm wearing or what the weather is going to be like. If it's raining, I would want to wear a rain jacket. But there's a lot of essentials that we have to put in here. So make sure that you plan ahead and prepare on your trip so that way you know you have the right essentials. All right, Rat tell us about what we should pack.
All right, now that we've talked about what we wear on the trail during the summer, let's see what we put in our hiking bag. We are going to take a modified list of the 10 camping essentials. So it's going to be those things, but maybe a little bit modified. The 10 camping essentials are navigation, headlamp, first aid, fire, shelter, extra food, water, and then also extra clothing materials as well. So, like I said, modified list. Here we go. So, first on the list is navigation. So, for our hike today, we are going to be taking a compass and we're going to be taking a map so that we can know what trail we're at and we know what our plan is. We are also going to be taking a headlamp because we want to make sure that if it gets dark, we'll be able to see, or maybe there's some cool areas to explore in. And we are also going to be taking a form of sun protection. For me, that is a nice hat and maybe some sunglasses. I like to put sunscreen on before I leave the house also. In addition to that, we've got our first aid kit. So this is my first aid kit. Inside of it, it has first aid supplies as well as my EpiPen because I'm allergic to wasps. And I also have some waterproof matches in there that I always kind of keep in my kit. All right, and then we're also going to want our pocket knife because this is a trusty tool in many different situations. We're going to take some snacks because if we get hungry on the trail, we want to be able to eat something. And also, we want to remember if we're going to be taking any items like this, any food, snacks, anything that produces trash, and yes, even the peel of a clementine is trash because it doesn't belong in the woods, we're going to make sure that we pack it out with us. So I'm bringing a trash bag to take away any trash that I bring in, that I pack in, so I can make sure that I pack it out. And also, if I find any trash on the trail, I might pick that up too. So I always like to have a plastic bag with me. And we are also, this is not an essential item, but I like to take some educational material with me when I'm out on the trail, maybe whatever is interesting me at the time. So I'm gonna bring my little snake book with me. And of course we want some additional clothing, so if it gets cold I'm gonna bring my puffy and it packs down really small. And if it gets wet, I'm gonna bring my rain jacket so I can stay dry and so the rest of my materials can stay dry too. Of course you're gonna need your car keys and Water! It's summer, so we want to make sure we're drinking lots of water. It's gonna keep you hydrated and happy out on the trail. All right, let's pack things up. Forgot my pocket knife. But I do like to keep this handy on me so I don't have to dig it out really quickly. And then also if I'm really looking at stuff and stopping a lot to look at items, plants, identify things, I want to have that right there too. If I'm on a trail that I'm not super familiar with, I would also have my map and compass right in my pocket so that I can access it really easily too.